Hi, I'm Victor. In this video, I'd like to tell you a story about two Excel users. The point of the story is to show you the power of automating Excel. And this is a set of skills only used by a fraction of Excel users. I'll soon give you a taste of what results you can get using these skills. Here are two colleagues. They recently started working together in the same company. On the left is John. He's pretty good at Excel and can process tasks pretty quick. On the right is Matt. He spent the last couple of months learning how to automate Excel. John spends a lot of time processing data in Excel, and one of his least favorite tasks is copying and pasting lots of weekly data into a template. It takes him ages and he hates it. Matt looked at the repetitive work that John was doing and decided to automate it in Excel so it would take far less time. Let me show you a comparison of John's method and Matt's method. So this is the process that we need to follow. We've got an invoice template here and we need to populate each of these fields, including the billing address, the reference, line item, description, total, and the final total, which auto-populates. But we've got this template and we need to fill this in for several hundred records. So if you have a look on the right, these are the different data points that we have to put in. And if I scroll down, you'll see there's a lot of data. And if we do this by hand, you'll see it's going to take us quite a long time. I'm now going to start this stopwatch and see how long it takes me to do just one invoice. So let's go. I have sped this up 10 times so you don't have to watch me for a whole minute and a half trying to do this by hand. Okay, that took me 1 minute and 38. It took me a little longer than I expected because I had to do some editing of the text because I couldn't just straight away copy and paste. But let's compare that with running the macro. So all we need to do with the macro is to click this one button, which says Create Invoices, this workbook. So I'm going to start this stopwatch first, and then I'll click the button. So ready, go. Click this button, and we'll see this updating. You see this 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right, I can stop it now. So what this is telling me is successfully generated 400 invoices in this 18.96 seconds. There's a bit of a difference there because I had to click this manually. But about 20 seconds to create all those invoices, and you can have a look there in this workbook. 1801, 1802, 1803, 1804, 1805, 1806, and so on. And there's more after this, so 400 different invoices, and they're all generated in about 20 seconds, much less time than it took me to complete just one invoice by hand. And that is briefly the power of macros and automation in Excel. Let's get back to John and Matt. This is John before his colleague Matt automated the data process in Excel. John had spent a lot of time doing repetitive copy and paste. He was clearly not happy. After Matt automated the process in Excel, John no longer wastes his time with laborious steps that don't add value, and he's much happier. And Matt, he got recognition for automating a laborious task. He's now highly in demand because he knows how to use the power of Excel macros and VBA. How would your life change if you could achieve those kinds of results? Most Excel users fall into one of two groups. Group 1 includes the grinders, we can call them accidental analysts. You know the type, we've all been there at some point. The people who can work their way around Excel well enough to come out with useful results, but they have to do everything manually. Once new data comes in or there's a small change request in the output, they need to start updating what they just did 100 times over. And because they're stuck spending time on these repetitive tasks, they can't break free to have the chance to work on better things that will make them and their companies more money. Group 2 are the agile automators. These are the high achievers who have a sort of Midas touch, and every work project they take on, they knock out of the park. It's almost like they're able to create efficient and dependable solutions on demand and spend less time actually doing it. So what is it that makes the two groups different? How do some Excel users seem to effortlessly make valuable solutions that run reliably without sucking up any user effort and spend the time they want with their families, while others may be able to make things work but can barely stay on top of the work they have, let alone take on more challenges to advance in responsibility and pay? The difference is that Group 2, the Agile automators, have learned how to automate repetitive or complex tasks using the power of Excel macros and VBA. And for Group 2, gone are the days of relying on repetitive pointing, clicking, and typing to get everything done. Have you ever felt like you're an accidental analyst? That you could be more effective with the same amount of time? That you should be able to get more done with less effort? Maybe you feel like you don't have enough time to complete assigned work and take on new projects too. Like there's too many repetitive tasks for you to do too often, like data cleansing or report generation. Not sure if what you're able to put together will break when the data source changes, or if your co-workers need lots of training to repeat and maintain what you've put together, or maybe you've inherited an automated Excel workbook, but you have no idea how to even use it or maintain it. I've been there for sure. Over the past 16 years, I've used Excel in various finance roles like Big Four auditor, management accountant, and CFO. My journey with Excel automation all started when I first took over a management position for a departing colleague. Let's call her Sabrina. Thanks to Sabrina, I witnessed with my own eyes a time-critical data reporting process that would have taken me 20 minutes, cut down to 20 seconds. At the press of a button, Sabrina activated an Excel macro written in VBA code to retrieve hundreds of records from a remote database, remove duplicates, sort that data almost instantly, and apply the correct formatting consistently to the whole dataset, all in a grand total of 20 seconds. My world was totally changed, and I had to learn more about Excel macros and VBA. And frankly, there's been no other Excel skill that's impacted my work life in a bigger way. Beyond the impact it's made on my own life, it's also allowed me to help a lot of other people. Millions have watched the YouTube videos I've made over the last 7 years. Now I want to help you learn the same skills. So you can be like Mike, for example. He's one of my students. Mike knows that learning Excel VBA is essential in today's marketplace, regardless of the industry. He used to spend a month's worth of man-hours searching data by hand to create a management report, but with Excel's standard functionality, he couldn't do the job faster. Then he discovered Excel macros and VBA and built an automated solution in Excel that can now pull together the data in less than a minute's time. And because he automated the process using rules written in VBA, he got rid of the human error factor that comes from doing tasks by hand. Great results like these aren't out of your reach. The Excel VBA that Mike used can be learned by any data analyst who wants to create their own automated solutions for data processing. And how is this possible? Let me introduce my online course, Excel Macros and VBA School. A few students preview the course and they've told me things like this. Wow, I can now write and understand Excel macros and VBA. I also feel like I can automate almost anything that I do in Excel. I occasionally have the need to do some funky manipulation with data that's just too awkward to do with conditional formatting and formulas, so I can now utilize my learned skills and write a custom macro. I'm amazed with your training techniques. Nadine E., Data Analyst and Operations Technology Specialist. And this. The biggest challenge I wanted to overcome by studying this course was to obtain a strong foundation in VBA. Just being able to understand the code and how it connects is really exciting. This course is a general course and I think it's great. Daniel P., Treasury Professional. Let's take a look at what's inside. Module 1 is all about getting you off to the right start. I created this course specifically to be non-techie. In this first section, I give you an introduction to the course, how best to work through it, and some tips I've picked up over the years that will help you to learn much more effectively. Many courses these days have quizzes, and so does this one, but my philosophy is to go beyond quizzes and immediately apply what you're learning so you can truly retain it. So there are multiple projects included in every module. These projects are simple yet fun and will guide you through hands-on practice. In Module 2, for instance, you will audit a formula and create shapes and buttons to run macros from your worksheets. And in Module 6, you'll write macros to sort worksheets alphabetically and draw out a tic-tac-toe game. Let's keep going with the course walkthrough. In Module 2, we'll look at practical ways to immediately use recorded macros without writing any VBA code, and how to choose the right security settings so you can protect yourself from unknown and potentially harmful code. In Module 3, we'll learn how to unlock the power of macros using the VBA editor. I'll help you to find your way around this vital tool, and we'll write a macro right there in the code window. We'll go over how to modify macros that are already written and talk about how to write clear and understandable code using comments and whitespace. The projects for Module 3 have you completing each of these tasks for yourself, so I know you'll be more confident after doing them. Now that we're comfortable with macros, we need to understand the basic foundations of Excel VBA code. I will also let you in on some important habits that will reduce programming headaches. So next, in Module 4, we'll cover vital building blocks of Excel code such as properties, methods, and events. In Module 5, I start to give you helpful handouts that include easy to understand examples for what we're learning. You'll also get workbooks to download to get you started on the material we're covering. These are the same workbooks I used to record the video lessons, so you'll get all the VBA code too. The big three of Excel, workbooks, worksheets, and ranges, are the focus of Module 6. You'll be working with these 90% of your time when creating macros. Module 6 will guide you in doing valuable things that get you closer to automation, such as reading from and writing to cells, and adding, deleting, renaming worksheets. In Module 7, we'll be creating actual objects for users to interact with, like input boxes, message boxes, and user forms. Once you have the ability to make these, I don't think you'll ever look back. Few users know a feature called named ranges, but they're really powerful, flexible, and easy to use, especially with VBA. I'll show you how in Module 8. To make managing and analyzing data easier, you can use another cool tool, Excel tables, and that's what we'll cover in Module 9. One of the projects in Module 9 illustrates the power of tables. Last but not least, in Module 10, we'll talk about the all-powerful VBA arrays. I'll tell you what they are, explain the different types, and dive deeper into a sample student grading workbook so that you can see the power firsthand. I think you'll get so much out of VBA arrays that I've included a bonus lesson on instantly filtering and sorting data based on the values entered in cells on a worksheet. Also in Module 10, we'll put it all together and learn how to develop fully functional VBA programs. Imagine if you could click a button to run an automated process and didn't have to manually click and type and format and click and repeat ad nauseum. Imagine a world where your data and reporting happens almost instantly and without human error. Imagine if you could automate Excel to handle your repetitive data and reporting needs without any intervention. Imagine you could do this without consultants or expensive software that wouldn't be approved by HQ. You would just click a few buttons and Excel would finish in minutes what would take you hours or days to do by hand. Wow! That would be great, right? Well, you can. And if you let me, I'll make it easier for you. In the course, I won't spend so much time explaining the theory because that's the kind of thing you can pick up in books. Instead, you'll see lots of VBA in action. I want you to get more hands-on with the material so you can pick it up faster and truly retain it once you've learned it. But I also made it from the perspective of a non-programmer because I remember what it was like before I was one. I've arranged a curriculum that makes progressing easy, and it will take you less time to learn effectively. Speaking of time, you can also save time in the learning process by avoiding these mistakes, Googling for solutions, copying code, and doing it the admirable but hard self-starter way. I think one of my students, Torstein, says it best. I enrolled in Excel macros in VBA school because I wanted to learn VBA in an effective way instead of from day-to-day Googling what I need. I have never learned VBA systematically. I think that limits my VBA skills. I definitely like your approach to explaining the object model. Torstein J., Data Analyst. So let me give you the details to move forward. Now it's your turn to automate Excel, and here's how. You'll be able to program your own macros and automate Excel sheets like you've been doing it for years. I've shown you how I organize the modules of the course, and if you let me, I'm going to take you by the hand and lead you through it. Prior to now, this help and curriculum was only available to my personal contacts and a select number of VIP customers. But if you act today, you'll have the opportunity to instantly download and access this powerful information immediately. This course has already transformed dozens of people in a range of industries, roles, and skill levels. Now I want to make this an absolute no-brainer for you. So, for the first 50 people, I'm going to offer a premium level that will give you personal attention from me for a full 3 months. You'll be able to send me questions over email, and I'm committing to providing the answers you need. I can only offer this, realistically, to 50 people right now. So don't miss out. To make it even more of a no-brainer, and to reward the go-getters and action takers, I'm adding some bonuses, but only for a limited time. Bonus number 1 is a Maximize Your Learning Power Pack. This ebook and checklist combo gives you some helpful pointers that will make it easier for you to learn new material like macros and VBA, and any other course-based learning you tackle. I've included a full ebook and quick reference checklist for your convenience. Bonus number 2 is an offline download option to make your learning experience easier. I'm going to give you the ability to download any of the videos for offline viewing, take them anywhere, and study them whenever. Bonus number 3 is a monthly custom masterclass. With this bonus, you'll benefit from custom webinars that I will put on exclusively for VIP members every month. You'll be able to send in questions and areas of concern, which I'll answer in video format, and these recordings will be stored online for your easy viewing and later reference. Bonus number 4 is the Excel add-in report. I haven't seen anything like this anywhere else, so I made it myself and summarized the most useful features that come with the top 20 Excel add-ins. For those unfamiliar, Excel add-ins are third-party programs that you install to give you extra functionality in Excel. To recreate this add-in report, you would have to review dozens and dozens of different add-ins, so I made it easy for you and did all the work. Let's summarize everything you're going to get when you say yes to getting started with Excel automation. The Excel Macros and VBA course Premium Edition at $397. 3 months premium email support, a $900 value. Bonus 1, Maximize Your Learning Power Pack, a $100 value. Bonus 2, offline download option, a $200 value. Bonus 3, monthly custom masterclasses, a $1,100 value. Bonus number 4, the Excel add-in report, a $250 value. That's a total value of close to $3,000. That price barely covers a couple hours of consulting time, not to mention the several $1,000s in-person training would cost you. You'll get all this value, the course, premium email support, and all those bonuses when you enroll on the premium edition, but only if you're one of the first 50 people to buy. I want to reward action takers, so make sure you enroll on the premium edition to get all these bonuses today. Click on the buy button below this video to take advantage of this special deal. Let me ask you something. If all these items did for you was allow you to spend more time doing the tasks you find interesting and fulfilling, get considered for a position that advances your career and salary, or just free you up by allowing you to do less work, would it be worth it to you? Having this knowledge, you pave the way not only to saving countless hours of your own time doing things more effectively, but also increase the value you bring to your organization, the salary you're able to command, and the roles you can qualify for. I want to give you every reason to say yes to what I have for you. So here's my ironclad 100% money-back guarantee. If at any time within 30 days you decide this course isn't for you, just email me at victor@launchexcel.com before the 30 days is over. I'll immediately refund you the full amount paid. In the case of a payment plan, I will cancel the payment plan and refund any amount already paid. That means you have zero risk. You have nothing to lose and a whole new world of automation to look forward to. So get started today. Click on the button below right now. Finally, I want to give you a fair warning. After the first 50 people pay and enter the program, the only item that will be left is the standard course without the bonuses and without the premium support. And the course itself will only be open for registration the next few days. Grab your materials and your spot in the program now before it fills up and goes away. I can only commit to helping so many people at one time, and I'm only offering it for a limited time. With everything I've laid out and the guarantee you have with your purchase, there's simply no excuse. Take advantage of this while you can. Click below now and I'll see you inside the course.